Hello everyone, welcome to the video. Today, I've sort of reached the point where I've been building so much, so I want to do something different. And I particularly want to do some farming again, or maybe create a farm. And one thing we need is a witch farm, which I haven't built in a while, so I think it would be kind of fun to do. Trying to do it for ourselves. First of all, we need to find one though. I could explore, and I could be lazy and use a myth to check. And I'm gonna go the lazy way. I honestly don't know what the point of these are anymore, except for like the nut chapels. Like, you can't really use these temples for anything that you can't really farm. Okay then, only like 1500 blocks away there is a witch hut. Yeah, I think it is usable. It is a bit unfortunate that it is so close to the edge of this biome here, because I think that if we AFK above it, there will still be things able to spawn here. I should probably look for somewhere else actually. Again? Really? This is better though, since all this is quite short, so I can pretty much move this by hand. Huh, and it works. It's a lot better though. I just decided to go for this one. So the first step will be to connect this to our portals. The way you do this is that you create a portal in the overworld where you want it. Then you go in the middle. Note the coordinates. It's only the X and C coordinates that is necessary. So minus 2009 and 2002. Right. Then you find a portal somewhere else in your world that you enter. It's very important that you don't enter the first portal that we made at the nether hub. Then this will not work. Then in the nether, you take the coordinates you noted down before, divide those by 8, and these coordinates you have to find in the nether. So 313 minus 300. That means plus in the X direction. That's plus in the red. And 275. That's plus in the blue Z direction. So let's first go through the X and then go right to the Z. Okay then, this should be the exact coordinates. So what we do, we create a portal right here. I can't remember if I showed you this before. I think I haven't. If everything works out correctly, it should be here. Perfect. Alright. First thing to do is to mark out where the spawning platforms are going to be, which I've placed right here. I'm not sure which design I'm gonna go for yet. There's different designs for these. You can use water, you can use shifting floors, that way they glitch through and fall down, which I believe is the fastest. But I'm afraid to use it because they always, as far as I understand, they always get broken. And I want something long term. You can also use flying machines to push them, but I basically don't have the slime enough for that. So I think I'm just gonna go for water. It's also the simplest. It won't be as effective, but I think it will be more than enough. So for building this, I'm using Exumavoid's old witch farm video as a sort of reference. If you have seen it, you will notice that it's pretty much exactly like his, because it's very simple the way he does it. The idea is you have a water bucket in the back here, so when a witch spawns, it will get registered by the tripwire, and the water will push. The way Exumavoid does it is by using a lot of hoppers, and the advantage of that is that you can move one piston at a time, meaning more spawning spaces will be up. I personally, I don't want to use all the materials for that at the given point in time, so I'm not gonna do that, for now at least. I've done a bit more simple, just using redstone here, and what's called reverse powering the pistons. Yeah, so I'll stay with that for now. I'll see if the drop rates are too low, I'll just switch it out. It isn't like, I do have the materials, I just don't want to waste it if I can avoid it. Ah, I spoke too soon. I see the reason now. Since this has to be stacked on top of each other, placing it this means that when we get the next line here, we can't have what's it called? We can't have a line here and then redstone behind it. Basically, so this won't work. Okay. Well, I guess I have to sacrifice the iron. Here we go. Yeah, I decided to just bite the apple and get the expensive setup. It does work though, quite well. It's actually a bit difficult to see. But yeah, I'll leave the link for the tutorial in the description. It is quite an easy build, to be frank. It is a bit more expensive than I imagined, but I don't mind. We pretty much have everything already, so. Well, that should be all the redstone in place. Now we need to create the outer line, or the shell. What would you call it in this case? I'm just gonna use glass because first of all, Exumo does it in his video, and it looks good. I like it. Oh yeah, yeah. I have to fill in some of the string as well, but we'll do this first. Okay, with that and the water in place, next thing will be the drop. So the witches will have to fall 32 blocks, right? And I already noted that the block right here, if we click F3, is set 62. 62 minus 32, that's 30. So at Y30 they have to fall too. So we have to make a little tunnel, I was about to say, to lead them down there. Alright, I've gone 32 blocks down and 1/2 extra. And as you can see, we've already had a witch come, which is fantastic. There we go. Great. Up top. Yeah. Oh, I trapped myself. Last up is only to place the roof. And the way I'm doing this is just the normal way. So the light level is maximum is 15, so we have to go 15 out in each direction. And basically just fill it up. And I'm doing this with half slabs, also to avoid anything spawning on here. We will probably have to do a lot of mob proofing, or actually more ideally just remove the ground. But I don't know what I'm going for yet. I could just place buttons everywhere. That would solve the problem as well. This should be the general area. Now it just needs to be filled out. And that's the roof. I actually do believe it's done now. Probably probably hasn't spawned anything yet though, since there still is able to spawn a lot of things elsewhere. I also saw a ravine down here, so probably hasn't come anything yet. I want to check anyway though. Nah, as expected. So, like the previous mob farm we made, we used the principle of the 128 blocks. So, the drop area where they die is at Y29, meaning we have to go 128 blocks just above where we have our AFK platform. And then we still have to, we have to slap this up or something. I'm actually not sure what's the most ideal way to do it. Alright, we have the spawning area in place. I've already checked, and some drops are coming. So, what should be the last? I'm gonna place a lot of buttons to avoid things spawning just in this area. And I might do more, but I'm just gonna do a little bit now to semi-improve this. Just getting the worst part. We'll have to check for caves and stuff later on, but this will be a great start. Alright, I've buttoned this up now. I'm gonna try and do an AFK session and see how effective it is as it is now. Gonna be interesting. Okay, so I left at AFK somewhere between 2 to 3 hours, and this is the results. They are not so great. No, definitely not. So I'll really have to map proof this area in order to make it useful. But it works, so that's... I didn't know it worked, but still, it's really nice to get confirmed. Here we go. As you can see, I've been map proofing this area. I've been going through all of the caves, at least quite a while, to make sure a lot of things are lit up. And the thing left now is that there's probably going to be a bunch of air pockets all around this area. Like small holes inside that I'm not able to see where they're able to spawn. And this is a problem since those in itself should be able to reduce the farm's effectiveness quite a lot. There's 3 ways to deal with this. One would be to dig up this whole area, which is yeah, that's not possible unless we use some kind of TNT duping machine. The second one would be to use some soft glitch. In an old version of the game, you can use a piston to push a glowstone into the character. Then you're able to see through. The third option is to use spectator mode, like you would be able to do in most servers. Now, I've probably made this very clear by now that I do not use cheats on this map. I don't personally find it enjoyable to use cheats. I don't get any recognition of it. And since this is my own map, I feel it's alright to use spectator mode. So I'm gonna do that to make sure. I think I can just... Can I just do it like this? Ah. Can I use? Yeah. Alright. So I'm gonna go spectator mode to make sure that I've gotten all of the places. As you can see, our area is here. And it looks like I've gotten most of it. This area would probably be lit up. But besides that, and I'm not gonna cheat and go into this place. I just want to know it's here. I'm gonna go back here. Go into survival again. And get that fixed. Now I think it should be fine. Another smart thing is to use the resource pack I told you about last time, the light checker one. If you're ever in doubt about things like this. Anything red? Red here? Like this one. Just to be sure. A few more buttons have been placed. In case I'm building it up. Time to try another AFK session. I also lowered this by like 2 blocks, I think. Just because I'm worried that what is it called? If we were at the exact height, that meaning that the exact tip of the circle where the player stands would only be hitting the middle hopper theoretically. So I thought it would just be a good idea to lower this by 2 blocks. It shouldn't change anything if I've lighted up the area correctly. But let's try. So, a few days has passed since the last recording, and there is a reason for that. Basically, I did an AFK session for about 3 hours, and I was not at all happy with the results. The weird thing is that the reason for this AFK spot, as I've explained in another episode, is that mobs are able to spawn in a radius of 128 blocks in the player, so a sphere shape. And basically, when we have the area in here, down there, covered the way we have, they should only be able to spawn in here. And the theory is correct. As you can see right here, you should be able to see, yeah, there's some mobs there, right? When we move back here, yeah, oh, you see that? They start to despawn. Is there a good way to do this? This one should despawn very soon. Huh. Yeah, you see. Okay. That's actually interesting. That will mean that it probably goes all the way out there. That could actually explain it. Huh. I've been using the last few days trying to actually research this. So maybe I actually just have not covered the area correctly. I thought of that, but the more you know. Alright. But anyway, I watched a Nexumaboy video and saw that the way they do on the Hermitcraft server is to move the witches up here instead. Meaning that you can have the AFK spot higher and don't at all load the ground. Which in my opinion seems a bit better. It also has the advantages that we can use a looting sword to get triple the loot. And since I'm gonna be AFK anyway, I might as well use an auto clicker to do this for us. Be a semi XP farm. So I think that will be the way to go about it. It does have the disadvantage that the mob cap is gonna be slightly bit more filled while they are getting transported. Oh. while they're getting transported, but that should not be too big of a deal. So this will be the first step. Imagine a witch spawning will fall in here and get lead this way into the water stream in here. This one we will do the old kelp trick. I actually thought they patched this, but it does work still. Then we change this to soul sand. There we go. Could see bubbles? Yes. So if we are the witch, we'll move in here. When the next witch comes, this will be pushed and also automatically go up. Not touching my keyboard. Alright. We'll have to make this stream go all the way up to our AFK spot. I decided to basically finish up the rest of the farm. As you can see here, it's done. I did a 3-hour AFK session as well, and quite good results. It's very effective. I very much enjoyed it. I'll show you what I've done here in a moment. There is a few things about it though that has to be addressed. But first I'll show you. They get up to this room. Right here on the sides I have hopper minecarts. So when I kill them, their item will be picked up here and transported through the hoppers. In this room is the AFK. Everything is half slapped, so nothing will be able to spawn. The trapdoor here is to avoid them throwing potions at me. When I'm standing here, they can hit me with potions. When I'm in here, they can't. So that's quite good. So I can just stand here and hit them. And as you can see as well here, the results are quite good. I've emptied this as I said. Although a lot more is coming in this one than this one. The problem is that I actually died being up here. I died of starvation, which I personally found weird because I actually thought that you only lost starvation when you were moving. So either I've been pushed, which maybe this trapdoor. I don't think so. But so yeah, I have to figure out a solution for that. Yeah, apparently. As well as that, what I was a bit sad about it is that I made a new sword. Not this one. This is the only one with looting back. But I made a new sword that was actually quite good, and I put mending on it. I only have one mending book left, which is just a bit sad. And in hindsight, I just placed this hopper, and I should have placed it earlier because I died, and I wasn't at the computer because I was AFK. So the thing got dropped on the ground, and it despawned. So I lost that. It did make me realize though that I need to upgrade my tools. Like these doesn't even have feather falling, and this is the only like good set of tools I have. If I lose these, yeah, it's not too good. As well as that, we need to do a sorting system for this. I didn't expect this to be so effective, but I need to figure out a solution for the starvation problem. My main idea now is to get a beacon set up just with regeneration on, meaning that I won't die, but I won't have too much health. But it's a trade that I'm personally willing to take. But yeah, the farm is generally working extremely well. I am very happy with how this turned out. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. One thing I actually just noticed. Oh, I actually haven't thought of this. So yeah, the glass is making light in here. Why did I first realize this now? Okay, I have to change this glass as well. Why did I first realize that now? Yeah. Okay, so I have to fix this as well. So that will actually improve it even more. Oh, that's nice. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.